Hello everyone, welcome. Oh. You'd think after doing this for almost 4 years or whatever, I'd know to test my voice before I actually try and talk to the camera. Hi everyone, how you doing? Hope the end of your week's going well. Happy Friday. PK the Lost, thanks for 27 months. I know you said I already sub-baby named and it just popped up again, so that's cool. Today we're doing sovereign citizens. Yes, the sovereign citizens who believe that no laws apply to them because they have an Uno reverse card or whatever. So let's just jump into it. We have a decent number today. Decent number of new people. Let's just get into it, shall we? I know I talked yesterday about the trans support group thing. They have a Discord, so I joined that. So I did take a first step. So that's good. Just a heads up on that. You missed D&D because your headphones died? We didn't do D&D yesterday. So no, you didn't. Bummel Homestead says, I'm seeing tutus in the back room again. Thanks for the entertainment. Or rather, sewing, I assume that's supposed to be. But you probably also see them, so both are accurate. I'm Miracle165. Thanks for 18 months. That's a sub-baby. This sub-baby's name is going to be Anton Legay. Have we done that one yet? That seems like the kind of joke I'd make multiple times and not realize. Mr. Whiskers, thanks for gifting a sub and kicking off a hype train. Gnome Pickles, thanks for 12 months as a year of fun on a bun. Happy anniversary. I guess now we kind of have to wait for the hype train to be over. So let's watch something. Do we have a short sovereign citizen thing or something? You like the sign on the shelf? Which one? Trespassers will be used for science experiments. That's Baja's. This is all Baja's stuff for the most part. It's still the set from her science stream, and I haven't changed it. I need to put my background back up. First name bunch numbers. Thanks for gifting a sub. 28% to level 2 on the hype train. What are we going to watch while we wait? Oh boy. Any requests for your 69th gift sub to the channel? None in particular. Thank you for gifting so many subs, though. Rickrolls result in timeouts, but I'm the dictator of the stream, so I can rickroll you guys, but you can't rickroll me. If you'd like to depose me as the leader of the stream, you can try. Bittergrin, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Have I covered Tila Tequila? Is it 2003? Hasn't she gone literally insane? And I don't mean that in like we cover crazy people. I mean like, doesn't she have a diagnosable illness that is causing her to be detached from reality? I don't like to cover people that are clearly like certifiable. Here's my rule. If I think they could be held for, if I think there's a good chance that they'd get a 72-hour hold at minimum, don't want to cover them. Chiba Hawk 420 with 100 bits says, Happy Friday, Hannah. I can't wait to hear what Betty Buttcrack's court docs say. Dr. Gamble with 50 bits and a link. The great moments in trolling. Rick Astley successfully rickrolled. Beautiful. 78% to level 4 on the hype train. Tila's a Nazi now? That's a shame. Is that a Deathclaw? No, that's a robot. That's a Mr. What is that? Why? 'This is the saddest kitty in the universe. Mr. Whiskers, thanks for gifting a sub and getting us over level 4. Oh, honey. Oh. Oh, don't growl at the kitty. Oh. No. Monster Junior, thanks for gifting a sub. 18% to level 5. That wasn't the mom of the kitten. That was a different... There we go. Yay! Happy end. Woo! Yes. Happy kitten. This is what we like to see at the beginning of the stream. Harold Elbelman says, wait, go back. Cats can growl as well as meow? Are you telling me you did not know that cats growled? Unironically. Or is that a joke? Cat-based conspiracies? I don't even know what a cat-based conspiracy would be. They're already in charge of the world. Okay. We're almost to level 5. We can probably start a video while the hype train's finishing up. That's fine. Oh boy. This is a sovereign citizen who is trying the sovereign citizen script for the very first time. Doesn't go great. Annie McKean, thanks for 7 months, says Kitta stream. Someday. That'd be cute. Cute, honestly.
G'day, sir.
Howdy.
How you going?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Peter Millich is my name. I'm the policeman from Nattymuck, just up the road there.
Rightio.
What's your name, sir?
Why is that? Well, first off, why have you pulled me over? And
the reason I've intercepted
you've
you-
indicated that there's an emergency with your lights on. Have you
I've
not?
intercepted you because in Victoria, when you go past the police emergency vehicles, so all emergency vehicles in Victoria, police, fire, ambos, that sort of thing, you must go past at 40 kilometres an hour.
It's actually interesting. You have to pass or go by emergency vehicles at a specific speed. I've never heard that before. Is that a thing in the United States? Anywhere? Am I breaking the law?
You were doing 95 kilometres an hour.
Overthought says this dude should be enjoying retirement instead of being a pig. Shame.
Any reason why you're going at that speed past the police?
At least he's like an Australian cop, so he probably hasn't shot anyone.
The flashing lights going?
No comment.
No comment?
Bittergrin says in Arizona you have to slow down or switch lanes. Like, if their lights are on where I live, you pull over. Like, if an ambulance or police car or fire truck or any sort of emergency vehicle is coming down the road, everyone is supposed to pull over and stop and let it pass. Are they saying in that scenario, or are they saying anytime you pass an emergency vehicle? Oh, when the lights are on and they're stopped at the side. I see what they're saying. So if they're like pulled over to the side of the road and they're conducting something like a traffic stop, you need to pass them slowly. That makes sense. I understand now. Thank you. 40% to level 5 with a minute left on the hype train.
Comment. So what's your name, please, sir?
Why is that?
Because you
Relevant.
committed an offence by driving...
So I've committed an offence. Have I? Is there a crime?
Yeah, it's a crime.
So what's the crime that's been committed?
What I just tell you.
Please repeat it.
You've committed the offence of going past...
What crime has I committed? For there to be a crime, there must be a victim.
No?
Can you please get your foot off my ute, please?
Oh, very sorry.
Thank you.
Can you produce your... Tell me your name and produce your driver's licence, please.
It's interesting that it looks like they're preparing to breathalyze him. I wonder if there were any other indications that he was driving erratically, or if that was enough and he just wants to give the guy a breathalyzer. I don't really care either way. Like, maybe it's just because, like, my mom's gotten multiple DUIs, and, like, that pisses me off, but I don't really care how random breathalyzer tests are. You shouldn't be drinking and driving in any circumstance, so it shouldn't be a big deal.
What
Thanks for the level 4 hype train, everyone.
crime is there? What crime has been committed?
There's been a traffic offence committed.
Okay.
Right?
Well,
And
no.
you are required in Victoria, when you committed a traffic offence, to give me your name and address and produce your licence.
First Name Bunch of Numbers says all U.S. states have a version of a law where you have to move over for emergency vehicles on the shoulder or slow down if you can't. I believe the standard is slowing down by 20 miles per hour. Also missed my previous bits. Sorry about that. Let's see. Said, many have tried to best Hannah in single combat and wrest control of the stream from her, but none have succeeded. Her tinfoil armor is simply too powerful. It's true. No one can stop me. I've grown too powerful now. Every idiot I watch on the internet gives me more power. And you've all seen how many idiots I've found, and when one of them goes to jail, like Marcel, my power grows tenfold. Once Andrew Tate is convicted, I'll have enough power to take over the entirety of Twitch, and then we'll annex YouTube on the morrow, and soon, the world. Probably not TikTok, though. I don't really like TikTok, but like the rest of the world.
What crime is there?
What did I just say? It's not a crime. It's a traffic
Well, there
offence.
for there to be a crime,
You're
there
in
must be a
Victoria, sir.
victim.
You must abide by Victorian rules. The Victorian rules are... Just come up here, Jim.
Just shoot for Daily Motion. You believe too little in me. You're banished. You're banished to the gulags of TikTok. Gnome Pickles with the hats off. What do you want me to wear, Gnome Pickles?
I'm simply,
understand what I told you?
no, I don't understand.
Why not?
Which hat?
What part didn't you understand?
I'm simply travelling in my private capacity.
You're travelling in a motor vehicle.
I'm travelling in
Yeah.
my private capacity.
You're travelling in a motor
In my
vehicle.
private property.
You're travelling in a motor vehicle. in Victoria. Yes?
I get the feeling this cop has heard this before. He's not entertaining any of it. You're in a car, you're in a motor vehicle, you're driving it, you're in Victoria. Shut the fuck up.
Just ask the great member to come up to me, please. So, do we go through it again, or do you want to tell me your full name and address and produce your licence, please?
Well, first off, I want to know what crime's committed.
I didn't tell you
You've put
that
your
the
lights
crime
on.
committed.
Chromatic Cuttlefish with 50 bits says, there have been a couple of incidents where police or ambulance officers have been hit by passing vehicles, so there are laws in at least Victoria, and... I always forget what NSW... You guys... No, don't tell me. New South... North... New... You guys tell me multiple times. New South Wales. I thought that in my head, but I didn't want to say it because I thought I was wrong. Requiring you to slow down to 40 kilometers an hour. If you see a parked emergency lights, you still have to pull off to the side for emergency vehicles if they're mobile. Gotcha.
Saying that,
I've told you, you've committed an offence by travelling past the vehicle, as you have done, the police vehicle with the lights flashing like it was. Same as that's flashing on the vehicle behind you, yeah?
no comment.
Right? Well, I'm telling you did. It's recorded that you did it, okay?
Okay.
So it's recorded.
Right.
And then
And
I'm
I'm
telling
recording
you,
now. Yep.
I can see that because you've got the phone up,
Yeah.
right? So, as I said, it's recorded of what you've done. You've gone past your requirement in Victoria when the emergency lights are flashing.
So
to go past that 40 kilometres an hour.
what crime
I didn't
is?
tell you it was a crime. It's an offence. And as it's an offence...
In fairness, the guy did say the word crime, but I think colloquially we understand that crime just means thing you're not supposed to do. Where there is a distinction between, like, criminal, civil, and traffic offenses, at least in the United States in a lot of places, I don't know how it is for Australia, but it might not technically be a crime in the sense that it might be more of a traffic offense But it's still a crime in the sense that it has the backing and legal power that the police can stop you and charge you with it or give you a ticket or whatever.
Victoria, which you are in Victoria. Would you agree with that?
I don't answer questions.
Oh, don't you? Well, I'm telling you you're in Victoria. If you don't know where you are, I guess that's an issue too. All right? But you are in Victoria.
Mm-hmm.
You happy with that if I tell you that you're in Victoria?
Well, you can tell me that. That's fine.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm just trying to.
Is he in dispute where he is in the country?
I'm trying to understand. You've put your lights on, indicating that there's something's wrong.
Correct, there's a traffic stop, and he wants to alert other drivers. Hey, I'm pulled over at the side of the road, and so is this other car. Be alert, don't hit us, please.
No, I didn't. I indicated my lights like they are for you to pull over, which you eventually did. Took you some time, but you did do it. Okay, so here you are. We're having
Did he think if he just didn't pull over long enough, the cops would get bored and stop following him? Because that's not how that works.
a conversation.
And
You asked me what crime's been committed. I said it's not a crime as per the Crimes Act.
okay.
But it is an offence when my colleague is up there with the lights flashing, the emergency lights are flashing. Your requirement in Victoria, which we've already been through, and I think you even semi-agree with me, you are in Victoria, even though you don't answer questions, right? Well, you are in Victoria. So therefore, you must obey the road traffic laws as per in Victoria.
I don't understand.
He said it. He said the thing.
What don't you understand of that?
All of it.
They think that understand is a secret contract. Like, they think if you tell the cops, I understand, they think what you're saying is, I stand under your authority. So they think if they insist that they don't understand, it's like a warding spell that keeps the police from having authority over them. I think I have a better chance of casting a magic spell just wearing this witch hat than they do having that work.
Because I'm simply travelling in my private property.
You are driving a motor vehicle in Victoria.
Travelling in my private
No, you
property.
can call it whatever you like, but I'm telling you, you're driving a motor vehicle in Victoria. As such, you must comply with all the rules and legislations of Victoria.
And what's your name, mate?
Leading Senior Constable James Richardson. I'm from the
Oh, it's the Mustache Gang. I feel like they couldn't be a buddy cop TV show because they both have mustaches. You need one with a mustache and one without. So they're both half of a different buddy cop teams, but they've been teamed together. We need to find these two cops' other mustacheless halves, because I think based on what I've seen in police procedurals, they will be more effective as two separate two-person mustache, non-mustachioed crime-solving partners than two mustaches together. I don't know why. It's just what TV has made me believe. Gnome Pickles says this is a man who's achieved old age in Australia and he dares challenge him?
Goroke Police Station.
Okay, cheers.
So do we understand now?
Alley Cat,
No, I
thanks
don't
for 19
understand.
months.
What could you not understand?
I don't understand your authority.
You look like you're,
We got a licence.
no. So again, let me state to you, as you have committed an offence, which you've been through, you are required to state to me your full name and address and produce your licence, driver's licence. So you're going to do that?
I don't understand.
Well, there's nothing else to understand. You need to reach into wherever you keep your driver's licence.
Nothing
Producer.
frustrates me more than people. Nothing frustrates me more than people being intentionally obtuse. It is so frustrating to me because in every conversation, generally there is a goal, right? In this particular conversation, the goal is for the police officer to probably issue a ticket or a warning, whatever, to communicate something. Conversations usually have something that are meant to be communicated. And when one person in the conversation is intentionally pretending to not understand the message that you are sending, it is incredibly frustrating. Don't do that. Enraging. Bumble Homestead says maybe this is the pilot early first season when they have to determine who gets the mustache before they can be effective. Which guy gets... If only one of them gets to keep their mustache, who gets to keep the mustache? The guy with the white mustache or the guy with the darker mustache? I think this guy should get to keep the mustache. He has seniority. His mustache has seniority. Stormageddon, with 3 months, says, my stepdad works for the TSA and has to deal with them from time to time. That must be lovely.
It states your name and address. What are you putting indicating a handle there for?
Yeah, that person's broken the law, but we're dealing with you at the moment.
Broken the law, you just said?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, traffic
But
laws
we're
under
now,
Victoria.
we've got to deal with you. While we're talking with you, we can't enforce any other laws. So produce
What
the
law?
license
What law?
What did I just explain?
What
Under
law?
Traffic legislation.
Road Safety Act. Travelling
So it's an act, not a law.
Acts and laws are synonyms of one another.
It's an act of Parliament, which is a law.
Can you show me the proclamation, please, turning
I can show you a thesaurus.
that act into law?
Turn an act... What the fuck do you mean?
It was
No, we
done
don't
in,
have to.
2000.
We don't have to show you anything like that. All right.
So is
Let's
this your
not-
motor vehicle?
This is my private property, yes.
Yeah, well, you're using it on a Victoria highway, so you've got certain obligations. Are you going to comply with those obligations, or are you going to be placed under arrest? You choose.
Oh, jeez.
Right up. It's easy.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
No, that's simple. You're under arrest for failing to state your name and address and produce a driver.
So you've just reached in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we did. At least we didn't smash your window. Chromatic Cuttlefish says, police in this country have become notoriously less tolerant of sob-sittery ever since the family of conspiracy cookers ambushed and killed 2 young officers a couple of months ago. I'd imagine. Mr. Whiskers says, I guess there was no Australian version of Schoolhouse Rock. No, the bill got eaten by a big-ass spider. They couldn't film it.
Step
The
from
whole
the vehicle.
easy, you just comply. Are you going to comply? No, you haven't. You have not done what I've
Place
asked
your
you
hands
to
up
do.
to the roof of the car, please. I need to search, pat down search in order to ensure my safety. I do not
It was child inappropriate anyway. It was, I'm just a bill, you cunts.
Consent to any of this?
That was a bad Australian accent.
didn't ask you to consent to it. There we go. There's nothing on it.
Step back off the road, Bob.
Until we can confirm your identity. Do you understand that? Okay. You want to give them
Do you want to just come around the back here, please? I don't want you standing out on the highway. And
I'm gonna skip to when he picks the phone back up because it's hard to hear. There we go. Princess Amelia, thanks for 26 months.
where was I?
So I was placed under arrest, and now they've just given me my keys after I've given them the corporation license.
So basically, they were gonna arrest you for not giving your license. So then you gave them your license because you realized, oh fuck, they do have authority over me, but now you're embarrassed, so you're gonna try and contextualize this in such a way that it doesn't make you look like a fucking asshole. Gnome Pickle says, I'm just a bill, hoping to. Okay, what's with Big Spider? Oh no, it has me. Someone help, I just want to be a law!
And told me where you live.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you did.
You read it off my license.
You told me that it was on
And
your
now I,
license, therefore
yes,
that's where you
and I said, well, I'm a living man, and I live
well, you
here
haven't.
within myself.
live. You did add that.
I'm a
No shoes or socks either.
living soul, I'm a living man.
Yeah, you added that later. After you told me about it.
Well, that's after you took my phone off me.
No, I didn't. Where was your phone just then?
I just went and grabbed it.
Elsewhere.
Off the seat, because
the
you
seat?
guys put it there.
You put it there, I thought. By the way, it was in your, what do you call this? Motor conveyance?
My private property.
Private property.
Yes.
I call it a vehicle, a motor vehicle.
Princess Amelia says, I never get tired of the you do not have authority over me. You are under arrest. Shocked Pikachu face routine. It's consistency. It's every video. Like, the internet is full of videos like this. If you search Sovereign Citizen, you will get thousands of videos of people getting arrested because of this stuff. And yet people every day fall for this. Every day new people fall into this, and I do not understand how.
You call it a lot.
Do you guys read the Australian Constitution much, do you?
Yeah.
No? Oh, I love that, how you just nut and walk away. Because you know, you guys work for a corporation, don't you?
Now, we move on to the next part, mate. Having found you driving a motor vehicle, I require you to
Travelling in private property.
require you to undergo a preliminary breath test to my satisfaction, which entails taking a deep breath and blowing into this device.
I've provided you my address.
You are required.
And I've given you my name. That's all I'm required to
No,
do.
you are not.
No, I'm pretty sure you're required to do breathalyzer. I think we've seen other videos from Australia where someone refuses the breathalyzer and that's an offense. You can't do that. You can't do that in the States either. If you're asked and you're driving, you have to.
Not. As a driver of a motor vehicle,
I think you also have the option of going to get a blood test done at the station in the United States. But
that I have
Travelling in
intercepted.
private property.
that's obviously not ideal. Hey, how about this? Just don't drink and drive and it won't be a problem for you.
I have intercepted on a highway. You are required to undergo a preliminary breath test to my satisfaction. Do you understand that?
Nope.
Well, you are. And I'm telling you, you are required
No, I
to undergo
don't. You
a
don't
breath
tell
test.
me what I understand, mate. You asked me, do I understand?
Breast test.
I said no.
Baja can give me a breast test.
So I require you to undergo a preliminary breath test.
What's
which
the law?
entails you,
Where's
Road
the
Safety
law?
Act, been through all that, so you are required to do it. Otherwise we'll end up going back around the circle to where we were before. Like,
Well, earlier you said if I provide this corporation licence, which I've done,
yeah.
which has all the details, and that's it.
Yeah, that was to do with the initial
After
stop.
placing me under arrest and grabbing
Yeah, well, that's
into my
because you
car
refused to
and
do it.
grabbing
Because you refused
keys,
to do
yeah,
it.
you admit
So-
you did that,
Well,
grabbed
now
me.
we've confirmed your identity, you're free to go.
Oh, so I'm
Except-
free to go?
You do have to
Except,
do a preliminary breath test.
You just said I'm free to go.
except,
Chromatic Cuttlefish says, what's especially amusing is his crack about the Constitution is that it's the full title of the Australian Constitution, Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act, the Constitution.
That's doing a preliminary breath test. If you don't wish to do the preliminary breath test, you can refuse to.
I don't refuse, I'm not refusing.
Then not.
But acts aren't laws or something.
Give them freedom after.
It's ready to go.
And then we'll go. Alright?
all you have to do is take a deep breath, exhale through there continually till I tell you to stop. Are you prepared to do that?
I do not comply.
Well, if you don't comply,
I mean, I'm not refusing like you're saying I am,
Well, if
but
you
you know.
don't-
But you are! If you're saying no, or if you're saying I'm not going to do it, that's a refusal. Not doing the thing is a refusal.
comply with it, then you are refusing.
No.
They're such children!
Are you going to do the breath test or not? If you fail to do the breath test, it may have an impact on your licence for a period of up to 2 years.
So you'll be charged with the offence of refusing.
I'm not refusing.
So you either do it or you don't do it. So if you don't do it, then it's a refusal
How's that refusing?
because you don't do it. You either do it or you don't.
So
do
not
it.
doing something is refusing to do something,
Yeah, well,
isn't it?
there's only a couple of ways you can go.
If you are being lawfully ordered to do something and you are required to take it, then not doing it is a refusal.
Either you will blow through it, and if you hadn't had anything alcohol-wise, hadn't consumed any, then it shouldn't be a big deal to you. You blow through this, and it comes up. As long as it comes up negative, you'll be good to go. Simple as that. Like, so, exhale continuously through that till I ask you to stop.
I don't understand.
It has an impact on your licence, but you can lose it for up to 2 years, and that's driving anywhere in Australia, so South Australian licence. That's a period of mandatory period of disqualification.
So it'll be a court appearance. You have to come over to court. Well, you don't have to come to court, I suppose. You can not turn up, and then it's up to the magistrate. But it would be a court appearance, and the charge would be failing for you to do a preliminary breath test.
I don't understand.
Oh no, I'm looking at the Sovsit's channel. It looks like he's into the Tartaria shit too. Fuck! Why are they like this? Come on! gotta save this guy. Okay, saved.
What part don't you understand?
H-Beard says, if you want the proper way to do this in Australia...
Who's having an alcoholic beverage this evening?
I've seen part of this. This got sent to me and I watched bits of it.
I don't drink anymore. I used to slam that shit into my face like a weapon, but I quit. And nothing really changed, you know. I didn't notice too many differences between being sober and being a drinker until the first time I got pulled over by a cop and had to do a random breath test sober. Because my physical and emotional reaction was exactly the same as it had always been when I was a drinker, which was, fuck, I'm fucked, I'm fucked, I'm fucked, I'm fucked, I'm fucked, I'm fucked, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I was thinking I've seen this bit. The guy has, like, there are punchlines and stuff that are funny, but the personality of the puppet is kind of annoying to me. I don't know how else to explain it. It's a little too... There are parts that veer into borderline Jeff Dunham energy. Not racist, to my knowledge, but still. Marcus Drake says if it comes up negative, you'll be good to go, is a bit too close to if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear, for my taste. I guess, but if you don't do a breathalyzer, I think they still force you in to do a blood test, so.
Seems very simple to me. I've explained this to you.
You guys are a corporation.
I'm not worried what you think. I'm not
Chromatic Cuttlefish says, also, the usual penalty of refusing a breath test is the same as if you had been drinking and were over the limit, so this idiot has just given up his license for a couple of years.
Don't worry what you think, mate, alright? And you can chuckle all you want, but we're just simply going about our job. You've been explained that the requirement is for you to...
But then again, what crime has there been? You guys are here to protect and serve. You know?
We'd like to get on with doing some more of that, but we're here dealing with you.
I know.
Alright, so you have refused to do it?
I have
And
not
what's your reason
refused.
for... Well,
I have
it's
not.
either you doing it or you refusing to do it.
I have
Simple as
not
that.
refused to do it.
You have refused.
What's your reason for failing to comply with my direction? Blow in a treatment tank. Use the word comply. That's what he wants to hear.
Is that what you want to hear, bro?
Sorry?
You want to hear that we're asking you and your father to comply, is it? Is that what you want to hear? What exactly do you want to hear? I don't think we can make it any clearer.
I'm just trying to figure out what you guys actually,
Alright,
you
so
know.
what is your reason for failing to comply with my request to undergo a preliminary breath test?
Show me the law.
Thank you. Be in touch with some paperwork.
Are they just gonna let him go because he's too much of a pain? I hate when they do that. All it does is embolden them.
Corporation, taxing the people. So sad to see, really. They could be out, you could be out catching pedophiles. Yeah, catch the real.
Do you think the traffic cops, there are different beats, there are different, like, jobs within the police department. Okay, whatever.
Real pedophiles, you know? Actually serve and protect the people. No? Said you'll just tax people. Just gonna tax people. Right, mate? You going to?
Don't let
No?
them. I hate when they let these. And this is this first guy's time doing this too. The fact that the cops left, he won. Congrats, you dumbass cops. You let him win. And now he feels emboldened because the first time he tried it, it fucking worked. All he was trying to do was annoy you to the point that you left. And it fucking worked. So congrats, you've helped cement another sovereign citizen for other people to deal with, you dumbass cop motherfuckers. Alright, moving on. Let's watch that thing about Betty Buttcrack. I guess she's maybe been disallowed from posting on YouTube by a judge or something? And some other sovereign citizens are upset about it.
As he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free, while God is marching on.
Hey, what's up, people? This is Sheep Show, and I am born again. This is arguably going to be one of the most important stories I have ever produced because it involves the fundamental rights of every single person in America. This story is so important that if what I'm about to report to you continues to go unchecked and unremedied, it will shake the very foundations of our free society. This story is not just about a California Superior Court judge.
I'm sorry, but I was distracted by the awkward B-roll.
Go unchecked.
What are these? What was the direction for these actors?
It will shake the very foundations.
Like she gives like
of
a
our free
finger
society.
gun in a second. Like, yeah, you're being arrested. And the uniforms just say city cop. Can I get a job working making B-roll? Seems like I don't know. The standards are low. It's easy.
Not just about a California Superior Court judge summarily dictating who is and is not free press. This story is not just about that same judge summarily dictating what is and what is not newsworthy information.
Basically, I think Betty wanted to argue that, like, it was my First Amendment right because I'm the press. I'm the butt crack news network, as she, you know, is one to say in her videos. And the judge was presumably like, no, you're not. Fuck off.
This story is about a California Superior Court judge depriving 331 million Americans of their fundamental First Amendment freedom of speech rights. Do I have your attention? May I have your attention, please?
First name bunch of numbers says, ah yes, our most important right, YouTube posting privileges.
The First Amendment not only protects our right to freely disseminate information, it also protects our right to freely receive information. I'm talking about a California Superior Court judge prohibiting us, under the threat of arrest, from communicating with each other. As many of you know, I have previously reported on the story of Katie Kidman.
Oh, did the police put some kind of, like, order so you can't contact her?
She was falsely
It'd be kind of funny.
arrested and maliciously prosecuted in a Santa Maria,
No, she was arrested for, you know, alleged crimes, which she filmed and we watched on video.
California kangaroo court. She was represented by, in my humble opinion, an incompetent public defender, Agassi Bagramian, and prosecuted by a corrupt district attorney, Andrew Jang, trying to make a name for himself. The MC in charge
Trying to make a name of himself for what? Prosecuting Betty Buttcrack? Tonight on the 11 o'clock news, notorious criminal Betty Buttcrack found guilty. The world these people live in is so far from reality.
of this three-ring circus was the aforementioned
Yeah, there's training for cops to deal with sovereign citizens. We've watched some of the training videos before.
dishonorable Judge James.
I don't generally like them because a lot of them are, like a lot of cop training, surprise. It basically programs the cops to escalate and to be afraid of everyone. Surprise.
F. Regali. One of the many draconian terms of her 12-month probation set by Superior Court Judge James F. Regali is as follows: don't upload videos. Katie Kidman has a YouTube channel with 17.5 thousand subscribers and over 2 million views. She regularly disseminates matters of public interest to her.
No, she doesn't. Nothing that she does is in the public interest. Everything she does is just harassing people and breaking the law some of the time. Starlight did nothing wrong, says just got here. What we watching? Betty Buttcrack has been disallowed from uploading videos by a court, and this guy's upset.
Subscribers and international viewers by uploading videos.
Like, she trespasses all the time and films herself trespassing and harassing people. Like, that's what she does.
To her YouTube channel. Katie was not convicted. She was not charged. She was not even
She was definitely charged! There was a fucking court! There was a trial!
accused of uploading any material in violation of any law to any source.
I see what you're saying.
She was convicted of disrupting school activity.
Yeah, what was she doing to disrupt school activity, sir? Was it filming a video and filming all the children and filming school officials and stuff and trespassing on their property? And did she do that to post a video on YouTube? Wow, it's almost like the two are related. Crazy.
If Katie Kidman was not convicted of any crime related to uploading videos,
it was related to uploading videos because she goes around and films people while she's trespassing That's like what she does.
Why did Superior Court Judge James F. Regali impose these clearly unconstitutional conditions?
If you genuinely believe that that's unconstitutional, I'm sure she can appeal that.
Could it be that Judge Regali has a personal vendetta against Katie?
No, she's a huge piece of shit, and she harasses people around town all the time. She should stop doing that.
Were you aware of the fact that Judge Regali presided over Katie Kidman's divorce proceedings in 2011?
Relevancy?
And for the past decade, Katie has been publicly criticizing him?
I can't imagine that judge knows or cares about that. It's a divorce proceeding from over a decade ago.
Did you know that Judge Regali refused to recuse himself from her criminal trial?
Why would he?
Could it be that Judge Regali seeks to prevent Katie Kidman from publicly criticizing him,
No! She continues to break the law.
redressing grievances against him, and commenting publicly on her trial? Could it be that Judge Regali refused to grant Katie Kidman's request to broadcast the public trial on Zoom because he wanted to hide the proceedings from the public?
No, I imagine that's just not their policy. Different courts have different standards. A lot of courts in Michigan now do broadcast their trials and the Zoom stuff on YouTube. I think that's cool. I think that's awesome, but not all courts do that. It's within their rights to do so.
And shield himself and the court from public scrutiny. Is it possible that Judge
I assume he also didn't want to make, how do I put this? A circus of the whole thing by having a bunch of sovereign citizens, who the fuck knows, tuning in and being crazy.
Regali, who received a bachelor's degree from the University of Notre Dame, a Juris Doctorate and MBA from Santa Clara University, became an attorney in
Is he trying to dox the judge? Like, the judge's information is public. They're a judge. Like, maybe not where they live, but, you know, like, a lot of this information is probably public. It's irrelevant to the topic where this judge went to school.
1994 and a judge in 2004 is so inept and so incompetent that he failed to see the white-hot constitutional implications in preventing the free press from
She's not the press.
uploading videos for news purposes? What's that, Judge Regali? Katie Kidman is not the free press, you say? I disagree with you.
Okay, you're not a judge, so...
You don't get to decide for me who is and who isn't free press, and you don't get...
Nothing she's doing is the press. She doesn't do investigative journalism. She trespasses places. That's all she does.
to decide for me who I can and who I can't receive newsworthy information from. In doing so, you have not only violated my First Amendment rights, but the First Amendment rights of all 331 million persons.
Let me tell you why she's not... I think I can succinctly explain why she's not a journalist. Okay. So a journalist doesn't create a story. A journalist investigates a story. So, for instance, a journalist could go to a school, maybe, and ask questions about an ongoing incident. Like, oh, hi, we wanted to talk to you about one of your teachers who allegedly such and such, whatever. But a reporter can't show up and start a fire at the school and go, I'm here to report on the fire. That's what Betty does. She shows up to trespass, to create a scene, and then report on the fact that she's being trespassed. Do you understand? She's not a third party objectively going somewhere to investigate. She is going somewhere to cause a scene and then film people's reaction to the scene she is causing. That's not journalism. That's a lazier version of the YouTube it's just a prank bro type shit. Gnome Pickles says, why is this the hill this guy wants to die on? She refused to leave a school. Why is this crap he's defending? I have no idea.
In these United States of America. I'm not the only person that believes Katie Kidman is free press. So does the international mainstream news media, the Los Angeles County Sheriff, the United States Secret Service, and the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris. Check out these images captured by journalist Katie Kidman of a recent mass shooting in Monterey Park, California that gained worldwide news coverage and that you, Judge Regali, prevented her from uploading to her social media news channel. I have intentionally replaced the audio with music so that Katie Kidman can share these videos with you on her own channel as soon as Judge Regali's unconstitutional...
If I film the vice president, that doesn't make me the press. The Zapruder film, which was the only known footage of JFK being shot. The person who shot that wasn't the press. That was a person with their own personal camera. Even though the footage they shot was of historical value because it's the only known footage of JFK being assassinated, that still doesn't make them the press. They're an individual person who filmed a thing.
Constitutional and oppressive probationary terms are overturned
No, Kamala
by a higher
Harris definitely
court.
doesn't know who Betty Butt Crack is. I'm gonna skip over the music.
Is constitutionally protected. But what if you're still not convinced she is free press? What if Katie Kidman doesn't choose...
That's the closest thing, by the way, I've ever seen her do to actual news reporting. I still don't think it is. It just seems like her filming other people doing reporting. But if you wanted to make the argument that this is some sort of news presentation, you could probably make that argument. This is entirely different from everything else she does. For the record. Like, let me put it this way. Let's say someone was a news anchor. Let's say someone was modern-day Walter Cronkite, alright? They're like the journalist or whatever. That doesn't make everything they do journalism. If you argued in court that this video was news in some way, alright, that's one thing. The videos that she uploads to her YouTube channel, the vast majority of the time, absolutely are not that. It's her filming herself trespassing.
Choose to upload newsworthy video? What if she just wants to share her thoughts and opinions on any given subject?
I guess she can go on Facebook and type it. I don't know what the specific wording of the order was, but you're making it sound like she just can't upload on YouTube.
What if she just wants to upload a video communicating to her viewers how her day is going? What if she simply wants to upload a video saying hello? Are not all these activities also constitutionally protected?
You don't have a constitutional right to upload to YouTube, I don't think.
Do we the people have a
Like, that's not, I don't know how you would even interpret that.
constitutional right to communicate with Katie Kidman and her to us? I say, unequivocally and resoundingly, yes. Judge Regali says no. I believe our
Well, he's a judge, so I guess he wins.
founding fathers would agree with me.
I don't really give a shit what the founding fathers would want. I could not give less of a shit. They're dead. They're bones. Their bones are fucking dust. Who the fuck cares? They're fucking dead people.
And the governments of China, Russia, Iran, and North Korea would agree with Judge Regali. You don't get to decide for me who I can and
Maps and Mimics, thanks for 25 months, says he's a judge. They're fucked.
can't socialize with Judge Regali, and you don't get to decide for me who I can and can't communicate with.
I mean, maybe she should start a blog.
I have warned the mainstream media before, and I will warn them again.
I warn you, mainstream media. Consider yourself warned.
It isn't just the constitutional rights of independent journalists and our ability to communicate with others that decisions like this from rogue, unaccountable, tyrannical judges like Regali threaten. This threatens you as well, because when they're done with us, they're coming after you. I have warned the general public before that blatant government attempts to silence independent journalism and prevent us from disseminating
Katie isn't a journalist.
information
And
to
I understand that there's like a gray area. I understand independent journalism is a thing. I'm not saying it doesn't. I am saying she as an individual is not one. It's kind of like, I forget which Supreme Court justice said the thing about porn. I can't give you a specific definition, but I know it when I see it. This is a case of Katie is not a journalist. I see it. Gnome Pickles says, I asked the founding fathers, but they remained silent. However, the family of a former president did say, "Who are you and why are you yelling at the grave of my ancestor?" truly thought-provoking.
To the public should frighten you. I will warn you again. When they are done with us,
Who cares, Skip? I hope you have a good sleep.
they are coming after you, and there will be no one left to tell the story. Whatever the
First they came for the butt crack, but I was not a butt crack, so I was silent.
reason for this draconian decision by Judge Regali, we cannot let this stand. We must not let this stand. God forbid it. This is a call to action. I am asking every person who supports and values the freedoms we hold dear to us, freedoms that were paid for with the blood, sweat, and tears of our forefathers and compatriots, freedoms protected by free speech and free press.
What if my kink is the state cracking down on me really, really hard, though?
To help get this story out to the masses. I can't do it with my 5,000 subs.
I don't know if you guys heard that.
I need your help.
Should I call you the state?
You have my express permission to repost the entire video or any part of the video as you deem necessary for the purpose of disseminating the content contained within this video. Please mirror the video, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, on your own channel or my channel, it makes no difference. Subscribers and freedom fighters, please encourage all the 1A YouTube channels that you support to repost this video or create their own video on this story. If Judge Regali can do this to Katie Kidman, I can assure you that other judges will follow suit and start doing this to all of us.
And then 30, Cal eCPA waiver, leave any public place when asked to leave by employee or official. Don't upload videos. So just remember those terms, or eCPA waiver, leave any public place when asked to leave by employee or official. Don't upload videos. So just remember those terms. Like I said, when we meet again on Tuesday.
Did that specifically say don't upload any videos if you've been asked to leave from a place? Because that sounds like it's not even a blanket, you can't upload any videos ever. It's just don't upload videos of you trespassing.
Public place when
Assure you that other judges will follow suit and start doing this to all of us.
and then 30, Cal eCPA waiver, leave any public place when asked to leave by employee or official. Don't upload videos.
I guess there might be a comma between those two, like they're separate bullet points.
So just remember those terms. Like I said, when we meet again on Tuesday, we'll go over in detail a few more things, and then we'll go from there.
Either way, I'd imagine this is during the length of her probationary process. I assume she got probation. So yeah.
Okay,
Not
perfect.
permanent
I'm gonna
would
give
be
you
my
my comment
guess.
card. It has my name.
You know that on that paper right there that they're violating my First Amendment rights as an American citizen?
Okay. So that's something that you're going to have to address with the court, okay?
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
I'm appealing the case.
Good luck with that, Katie. Good luck. Oh, that was loud. Sorry. I necrophage with a cleanse.
Get on your knees and take a nut. Rejoice the nut. It's day 80, Mommy, and it's time for a succulent hazelnut straight in our little throats. Ew. Take the nut.
That's gross.
Yeah, this guy is intentionally shining the light into the camera, so I cannot record him.
All right. Can you listen to me for a second? Can I talk now?
I don't talk to cops.
Okay.
You
well,
can
I'm a police
talk.
officer in the city of Cotati. Okay. Your registration is expired.
What is your badge? What is your badge number?
It's 345.
345.
Your registration's
What
is
else?
expired. And you've been stopped legally, right?
What is your badge number?
It's 345. I just said it.
Where is it? Can
What's
I need to see it.
It's 345.
No, I need to see your nameplate and your number.
There you go.
Where is it? Where is the number? B. Mitchell. Can you
it.
turn this way? I'm gonna.
Yeah, I can do that when you give me your driver's license.
No, you have to identify yourself first.
You know, you also have to identify yourself.
After.
Hello.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Pretty good. You?
What is your badge number?
338.
Where is it?
It's not the same badge number.
B. Gallo.
Yep. B.
Officer.
Yep. So, sir,
Yeah,
you know who
wh-
we are. So, can you show us your identification?
What I know is that you are interfering with my constitutional rights. Right to travel on the public roads is a right, unalienable right by constitution.
Maybe it's just me, but I haven't seen anywhere.
Going you to Trump itself.
Okay.
Trump
that's fine.
himself.
You're Trump himself. After we're done here,
Mhm.
in the state of California, if you are driving and an officer observes a violation, stops you for said violation, you're required to identify you, provide registration, and
I am not required to do anything.
You are,
Look,
sir.
look it up. I am not required. Am I free to go?
You are not free to go.
Okay. Then you're keeping me here under duress against my constitutional rights.
So, sir, the sooner you provide us with your information, the sooner you are free to leave. Currently, you are being detained until you provide that information. I would like for this to go very smoothly and for you to provide that information without us having.
You are interfering
to
with
look for
my
it.
constitutional rights, and that's a betraying. You are betraying your oath to the Constitution. Have you had an oath to the Constitution?
Sir.
Have you taken an oath to the Constitution?
I have taken a note, sir.
So why are you interfering with my constitutional rights? This is not a commercial
I've already
vehicle.
advised you.
This is not a commercial vehicle.
That's fine. It doesn't have to be a commercial
Okay,
vehicle.
so you're responsible for your infringement of your own constitutional oath. That is treason.
It's
Going.
Always with the treason.
You're supposed to be enforcing the Constitution, not going against it and enforcing statutory regulations.
I
Which
am begging everyone to learn the differences between like sedition or why am I blanking on the word he literally just used? Traitor, whatever the fuck the word.
is the
Sorry,
just
I'm really blanking today.
corporate bullshit law.
Treason. Knew it started with a T. Jesus.
Okay. So, do you have a driver's license?
The irony in that I was telling people to know the difference between different words, and then I couldn't even remember the word that was just said. My brain's working real good today, folks.
I do.
Okay. Have you ever been issued one in California?
I don't answer questions.
Well, you just said you do have a driver's license. I'm just asking if it's California or not.
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Am I free
This guy sounds a little bit like my D&D character. Just a little bit, though. You know.
to go?
I think maybe he is copying me.
You are not free to go.
I am not required to give you anything. Look it up in the law. Even in your own laws, I am not required to give you anything. I am not a
Incorrect.
commercial operator. And you have no right to even stop me.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Jesus. I think we've actually watched that guy before. Looks familiar. Crazy Eyes! I love Crazy Eyes.
Good morning, your name? Full name, sir?
My name is Carlos Lorenzo of the family Durham.
Thank you, Mr. Durham, and good morning, sir. You have a number of matters for failing to appear at the 36th District Court we'll handle in a moment, and then you have warrants for arrest we'll handle right now, Mr. Durham. We'll handle these one at a time, sir. If you have any questions, just let us know. First, on this matter, Mr. Durham, these allegations, you're going to be released on a personal bond, no dollar amount. Court scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend February 14th. That's a Tuesday, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Evans via Zoom at 9:30. Understood? Understood, Mr. Durham. February 14th. Thank you. As with any criminal matter, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say orally or in writing can will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney, have one present during questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights? Is that a yes? Yes. Okay, one moment, Mr. Durham. Okay, thank you, Mr. Durham, for your patience, sir. And on these matters,
This is the worst Zoom setup I've ever seen for a court. Starlight did nothing wrong with 45-bit says, why do Sovsits hate plants? Because they think they're always committing treason. Xandris thanks for 29 months says, don't mind me, I'm just traveling into chat with my resub. Well, thank you.
Court is scheduling a pretrial February 14th. And this is in regard to case B124581121, August 25th, 2021. No dog license. Same date, time, and location for B124582221, August 25th, 2021. Failed to vaccinate dog against rabies and or provide proof of vaccination. These are misdemeanor allegations carrying up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail is a maximum fine and penalty. Court, recall your warrant, set aside capious and or plea of not guilty on each open matter. As a reminder,
Poetic Fox, thanks for 23 months, says, oh, Hannah, almost 2 years. Holy shit, I know, right?
Here, sir, you're receiving a personal bond, no dollar amount, pretrial date via Zoom, February 14th, 8:30, Judge Evans, 36th District Court. Okay, you have 3 additional matters. We'll go one at a time. State your full name, Mr. Durham.
Lorenzo of the family Durham.
Thank you. And this is first on case 200453231.
Argonian Bum says there's been a lot of Darman discourse with big Twitch streamers. I feel like once again, previous being Andrew Tate, you are the content hipster. This is what, you know what frustrates me? You know what frustrates me? I stream a decent bit, and I try to be a decent person, you know? And I get by, you know? But I still live paycheck to paycheck, and I wind up in the negative, and whatever. And then there's people out here, I'm not going to name any particular names, but like streamers out here just like literally trying to argue that they should get to say the R word and that you're the asshole for pointing out that they're an asshole and they're huge streamers. Like, what the fuck is up with this? I don't know. I'm not, you know, I get it. I get it. I'm never going to be popular, but like, it just sucks. I don't know. Is it after you get big that you just become a fucking asshole and insufferable and you stop believing that there are any consequences for you? Or like, what's up with that?
People State of Michigan versus Carlos Lorenzo Durham, also known as Carlos Lorenzo Durham, Carlos Durham, Carlos Lorenzo Durham. Terrence. Court waive formal reading under a plea of not guilty. Mr. Durham, the court scheduling a pretrial date on this matter via Zoom. You must attend February the 27th, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of...
Why does it sound like Vosh? Vosh was defending it, but it was actually Keffels. Keffels did some dumb shit where she was like using the R word to like talk about people and then like doubled down on it. Like, Jesus Christ, Keffels, you literally just like got done with this fucking like online fight with Kiwi Farms for being like edgelord shitty pieces of shit who bully people, and now you're just doing that? The fuck is wrong with people? Go to therapy. Jesus Christ.
Judge Bryant, understood?
I hear you. Who's the prosecutor?
I don't know, Mr. Durham. I'm not sure. They rotate out, so I'm not sure who the prosecutor is on that, going to be on that date and time. Not guilty, please entered. Anything as to capious?
Your Honor, on the Judge Bryant case, correct?
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay. On the Judge Bryant case, Your Honor, this court does have authority to change the bond if he's finding 65 years old. He's self-employed fixing things, so doesn't have an income to bring the post. He does suffer from high blood pressure and diabetes.
Please mark all Mr. Durham's files medicals reasons stated by counsel. Sorry about that. Thank you.
And there is a little bit of issue to this case, especially as the report to consider a personal bond.
Thank you. And this is a very serious non-assaultive allegation, Mr. Durham, and the court has concerns that you missed a court date on this matter, as well as 2 other matters that we're about to handle. And your capious history, Mr. Durham, tells the court you do not listen to the court as ordered to appear, and that's concerning where if the court were to release you on another personal bond, sir, you treat it as you have in the past and disregard court's orders and simply not appear. And that's unacceptable, Mr. Durham. You must appear as ordered. So the court, based on your capious history, take into consideration the information presented by counsel, including that limit to employment status as relates to the ability to post bond in nature.
You don't understand why Keffels is so big. It started because Keffels, it's always funny because it seems like the most random thing when people get popular. Keffels, like ratioed J.K. Rowling, I think, and some other big people on Twitter, and it became a meme that everyone would intentionally follow Keffels to ratio people who are being transphobic, which, like, fair enough, that's kind of funny, whatever. Unfortunately, again, it seems like popularity, I don't know what it does, turns people into the biggest fucking assholes who think that they have no, like, how hard is it? I'm not even saying, like, let's say Keffels had used the R slur, and then gotten feedback like, that's not cool, you know, don't do that, that's a dick move, you sound like an asshole, and it's just rude and ableist, or whatever. There's nothing wrong with just being like, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry, I fucked up. Because I'm sure there are things I've said on stream that are fucked up, or stupid, or short-sighted, or whatever. But I'd like to think that I'm self-aware enough to recognize, you know, if a bunch of people are telling me I'm being an asshole, I'm probably being an asshole. That's all it takes. But all of a sudden, it seems like people get to a certain size in their channels or their popularity or whatever, and it's like they think, no, everyone else is wrong. It's like they get disdainful of their audience. It's bizarre. Like, it feels genuinely like some people, when their audience starts to tell them, like, hey, this thing you're doing is kind of like, not cool, it's like they start to fucking hate their audience. It's wild to me. It's frustrating.
Charge, as well as the information alleged in the investigators report, is setting, based on your capious history, is going to continue the bond set by Judge Bryant of 110%. Is that an affordable bond?
It's not.
Okay, so on that matter, the court is setting an unaffordable bond redetermination hearing.
I have a warning, but this is something that I have to say to, like, the online lefty community or whatever on Twitch as it currently exists. I've been doing YouTube for quite a while. Many of you know me back from the Bible Reloaded days. I was there when the entire, like, skeptic, atheist, whatever community on YouTube blew up. And when I say blew up, I mean fell apart. And I am telling all of you, I see the same things creeping into the online leftist spaces that were the downfall of the skeptic community or whatever you want to fucking call it. This kind of thing where, like, popular people in the space become jaded and, like, start being edgelords because they think they're smarter than other people and think that rules are for, like, other people and I get exceptions and shit. I'm telling you, this is how communities break apart. This is how you destroy an entire, like, genre of content on the internet. If you let, like, big debate bros or, like, other Twitch lefty people, like, whatever, you know, like, if you let that keep going, the whole thing will blow up. And it is what it is. It's whatever. No internet sub community exists forever. Like, but you don't need to speed up its demise by being assholes.
Mr. Durham, and that is going to be scheduled 2 days from today, January the 19th, 2023 at 9:30 via Zoom in front of Judge Bryant. During this bond, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, and you are not to drive any motor vehicle unless you have a valid driver's license. Is that understood?
I don't drive, Your Honor. I travel. I'm not driving ever again in life. I travel, so I don't need a license to travel.
Do you? Well, yes, you do, Mr. Durham.
Bummel Homestead says Cassandra from Greek mythology was cursed with correct prophecy that no one would believe. You know?
There's no traveling behind a motor vehicle. I'm not arguing with you, Mr. Durham. Excuse me?
I already read the law. I already read the Supreme Court case law. I have a right to travel, sir.
Okay, well, I have a right to impose bond and conditions of bond, Mr. Durham, and I'm telling you, whether you call it traveling or driving, there's to be none of that behind a motor vehicle. You're not to travel if you're operating a motor vehicle or drive. No driving or operating of a motor vehicle, regardless of what you call it. Understood, Mr. Durham? No driving or traveling if you're the operator. Is that clear? And you're not to leave the state of Michigan.
Vibe-wise is probably just fucking with you guys, for the record. You can probably ban them.
Is that understood?
You don't have to, necessarily. I'm just... I think they're being obtuse intentionally.
I heard you.
And that's no driving, period. That's regardless of your license status. There's to be absolutely no driving. Or traveling, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I said no traveling either.
Driving is up.
No traveling. I'm going to put that as a bond order. No traveling.
That means I can't even go to court if I can't travel.
You can do Zoom court, or you can get a ride. I understand that's shitty, but like...
I can't leave my house.
It's via Zoom. It's via Zoom.
Well, there you go.
It's via Zoom. No traveling. The court dates are via Zoom. No traveling unless court ordered.
That's a violation of my rights. And I will appeal this in a higher court.
Okay, appeal it.
Mr. Durham,
okay.
Everything you say right now kind of will be used against you, okay? For your own protection, please don't say anything. We're live on YouTube, it's all part of the record. I issued an argument for you, exercise the right to remain silent as for your own
Is my stream schedule posted anywhere? No, I'm not a schedule person. I have bad ADHD, and my mood changes a lot from day to day. I'm in therapy. Anyway, usually it's like between 5 and 6 I'll start most days, and I take random days off. It just depends.
Did you want to address his traveling, counsel?
I'm sorry.
Did you want to address his argument that he can't, that he can travel?
He's going to comply with court orders.
And that means no driving and no traveling. Is that correct, counsel? No traveling. Unless court ordered.
The state of Michigan.
Hi, Drake.
Yes, it can't leave the state of Michigan, and he cannot drive or travel, which my understanding is him operating any motor vehicles. Is that understood? Thank you. Okay, we have two cases that are going to Judge Sabri. We'll call those one at a time. Okay.
I don't think we need Boxy at the moment. It's probably fine.
220-220-5877-101. People State of Michigan.
It might be good just in case. Weirdly, stuff I've been posting to YouTube has been getting monetized more. I have no idea if Boxy has anything to do with it. YouTube's algorithm is so goddamn, like, mysterious. I don't know if there's some way it can... I know that the YouTube algorithm takes into account text that is on the screen, so I don't know if the fact that I put a disclaimer on the screen does anything, and the algorithm goes like, there's a disclaimer. I read the word disclaimer, so maybe it's a little safer. I have no idea. I've been working on YouTube for over a decade, and I have no idea how it works. But Boxy's been good. Chromatic Cuddlefish says, I love it when they're advised that anything they say in court can and will be used against them, and then they blitheringly go ahead and confess to a crime activity. Blithely, rather. Gnome Pickle says, Boxy is just so gorgeous of a bot that she has seduced the algorithm for you. And H-Bird says, Boxy extends life, Boxy expands consciousness, Boxy makes YouTube monetization possible. Yeah. Did they actually did they twange? I'm gonna do streams talking baby talk from now on. Probably get a whole new audience. What was I gonna say? Can you dual stream to YouTube and Twitch now as a Twitch partner? I thought they were talking about changing that. Or is it still, if you're a Twitch partner, you can only stream to Twitch? Because if I can do both, I should stream to both simultaneously.
Court waive formal reading and enter plea of not guilty. Court scheduling 2 court dates. Probable cause January 25th via Zoom, 8:30.
No change. That's a shame.
Judge Sabri, you have a right to a preliminary examination in person February 1st. That's Judge Sabri in person, 36th District Court on January 25th and February the 1st, 8:30. Not guilty. Please enter anything as to the bond.
Your Honor, respectfully, we would be asking for a personal bond if the court does have authority to change the bond. I know that this court does not, we are totally uniform to it. And we respectfully ask the court to recall the matter if we are able to change the bond.
Okay, Mr. Durham, this is a very serious allegations. Again, you have a capious history.
Didn't Finster get suspended for like adjusting his titties?
On this
his not titties.
matter. The bond was set by cash surety this Thursday.
All right, enough of the court one. We get it. Yes, that's funny. I imagine many other trans femme people agree with me in that. Like, I'm very happy for Finster in that he can do what he does, but also I am blindingly jealous. Starlight did nothing wrong, says, "Aw, baby Hannah, she's so baby, aw."
No, man.
This out of pocket, dog. What's your badge number, sir? What's your name?
He said I can't even walk through the house. I'm not even a part of this.
What's my tickets for? Just for the tag?
I'm gonna start I think we should do a stream that's just like, I don't even know. And I know not all of my audience is trans, probably not even the majority of it, statistically. But I have a decent amount of other trans people in my audience. We should do a stream one of these days that's just like a virtual support group. And you guys in chat can tell me all your problems and your things that you're feeling shitty about in your transition, or things that you're just feeling bad about in general. And we'll all talk about it, and I'll talk about my shit. I don't know. Is that too much?
You doing all this for a tag? That's in there.
Dude,
that's right there.
You're
that's in there.
how this is going right now.
The tag is right there. So what are you pulling me over for, man?
Well, I can get some paperwork to confirm.
Why would
the
you
vehicle. I can't do anything.
It's not a vehicle.
Why they harass him?
It is a vehicle.
And we did a call-in stream the other day, so maybe we could do call-ins as part of it. I don't know.
Sir, I offered you the information. What are you talking about? You don't want to take it? What's going on? Would you like would you like it? I've been trying to offer you. What's going on, dude? I'm not one of these people that's giving you a hard time. You giving me a hard time.
So you got pulled over.
Occult Comic says, "I'm Hannah. We loaded, and welcome to my stream. Today we're looking at the bourgeois nightmare state, which has the proletariat in a brainwashing chokehold as represented through a variety of idiotic chuds. And I hope, we like it. Ooh." Oh God.
Back there, you said.
This is crazy.
But I don't know what's extra going on, so you could let me know what's going on. I'm sorry. I gotta record this for my own comfortability, and I said I couldn't walk home, nigga.
You good for a minute?
Why can't I close my door? It's cold, dude. Why you doing this on purpose, dude? Can I have a card, please? This is out of pocket. Oh wow.
Why he couldn't just give us our ticket, though?
Oh wow.
Why you couldn't just give me a ticket, though, Brody?
Why
you couldn't just give me a ticket and let me go?
Here, man, why don't you hop out for
No, thank you.
No,
I'm
bro.
fine in here.
No, we can't do that, bro. We can't do
I'm fine in
that.
here, sir.
It's not an option.
It is an option. Why would I hop out? I can talk to the supervisor. I'm searching for a supervisor, family.
Go.
One on the way.
I'll wait for the supervisor.
We can't do
I would
that,
like to wait for
bro.
the supervisor.
It's not an option.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you to get out of the car.
Why can't you give my ticket?
I have a constitutional. This is personal property, sir.
If you don't get out of the car, you're gonna get arrested.
Why can't you give my ticket?
Arrested for what?
Huh?
Arrested for
Why
what?
can't you give my ticket for what you gotta put him over for?
What are you trying to? So how? If you okay? Pause. If you haven't even got my
Pause. Why did he look at the camera and say pause?
name, why are you talking about arresting me?
Starlight did nothing wrong. The 45-bit says, "Ooh, I love Hannah Anna. She's my favorite streamer. Oh, God."
You're escalating the situation.
Honestly, when other people pay me to do that, it doesn't feel as, like, bad as when, like, Sume does. For him, I feel like it's an actual sexual thing. I think you guys are just shit posting, and that doesn't bother me.
Situation for what?
Because in New York State, if some
You haven't even
police
gotten
officer
his
asks you to get out of the
name.
vehicle, you have to get
That's
out of the
not
vehicle.
true.
That is
It is not. First of all, it's not a vehicle.
Y'all all about to be fired, bro. Y'all can't be doing this.
What makes this a
man.
vehicle? If you're talking about pinning out
They're all
code,
about to
What makes it a vehicle? It's a car. You're in a car. The cars are vehicles by definition. It takes you places. Do you know how words work?
lose their job.
this is not a vehicle. A vehicle is something that.
Penal code. I'm talking about
Okay.
vehicle and
And
traffic law.
okay, UCC. If we're talking about UCC traffic law,
I don't know what you're talking about.
UCC Uniform Commercial Code, what gives jurisdiction to the United
The Uniform Commercial Code has nothing to do with what the fuck you're talking about right now.
States and all to the courts?
They harassing me. I felt.
Hats off, Crystal Hazer. What would you like me to do for the hats off? Flower crown? You want me to add it to the witch hat or just the flower crown? I only ask because a lot of the time people ask me to put it on this, and I never know.
Is that what you're talking about? Uniform? You talking about UCC
I
Article
feel
3?
so uncomfortable right now.
Section 3?
And I don't like this, and I feel like they're
So
harassing us
I'm
and
not
taking
Uber.
us
I'm
somewhere
not dropping him off.
where
I'm not a taxi cab.
where we don't like this. We're
I'm
feeling
not-
uncomfortable right now.
I'm
My
not-
friend right here.
What you do?
I just met my guy. He's not even from Syracuse, and I'm trying to help him. I'm trying to guide him around, and
He
they're harassing him right now over a
you haven't
pullover.
asked for any information.
And I'm really
from
sorry that this is going on, but
What information have you asked for?
my name is Kashim Pulley, and they're
I'm
trying
not
to
asking
force us out the car.
Right, my supervisor's right here.
They're trying to force us out the car, and I don't have anything to do with this situation. They put us over something he couldn't see in the back.
Please.
Stopped you, right?
Yeah.
What did he stop you for?
I don't know what he stopped me for.
Okay, he's probably going to tell you he wants to talk to you, have a conversation outside the car.
No, I can have a...
Sume doesn't get off on the uwu voice. It's just him trolling Source. I play D&D with him, and I asked him once, that must be the horniest D&D game in the history of D&D.
Conversation is not a car.
That sounds like a nightmare to me.
First of all, it's a personal convenience. I'm not dealing in commerce, sir. According to UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, a car is something, because we're talking about legalese at this
The
moment.
sound in this video is the auditory equivalent to a migraine. Yeah, I can switch videos. I get it. It does sound bad. We could do Crazy Eyes.
Alright, welcome back to the Freedom Unchained channel. It's been a while. I got a strike for no
He's polite and clean. That's surprising to me. Well, that's good.
good reason. Medical misinformation, as YouTube would like to call it, which there wasn't any medical advice or information on the video they were talking about.
I'm gonna guess he's anti-vax.
So, the video was Trump announcing his lawsuit of Twitter, Facebook, and Google. So, I wonder why I got a strike and they tried to take that video off. Or they did take that video off. So, I got banned for 2 weeks. For
oh goody, it's Budget Gowron.
Medical misinformation. Don't worry, I collected all the information. So, clearly, if this happens once again, I am going to go after the man behind the mask.
Who's the man behind the
If you
mask?
understand common law, you understand what I'm talking about.
I don't.
All right.
Who are
So
you talking
today,
about?
I wanted to talk about...
Sir, who are you talking about?
How the Constitution is a trust. And everybody needs to start realizing this, that the Constitution is a trust, and there's no way around it. Okay? And this is how a trust looks. We're going to get right to it. Let's get on it. So it got me...
The Constitution is the foundational legal document of the country. What are you talking about?
Yeah, trust book right here, you know. Everybody loves the books that tell them
Wouldn't it be nice if when you bought a book, you automatically just understood all the contents?
lies, but you know, in these books of lies, these textbooks of propaganda and indoctrination, you can find truth in all the lies.
AKA, let me cherry pick this specific wording from a specific section of this textbook that I think vaguely gives me grounds to misinterpret something in order to make it so I don't have to obey the law. You fear the day when he learns to look at the camera? Bum bum bum!
So every once in a while I like to bring out these kind of books to guys, show you guys.
He talks like he smokes a lot of weed. He definitely does.
What is...
Do I sound like that? Because I do a decent amount of weed.
The truth behind the lies. Because all good lies need a little bit of truth. We all know that. So, let's start with how a trust gets set up. A trust involves the division of ownership of property. An example of a typical express trust is as followed.
We're gonna do a 420 stream this year, chat. I don't, you know, we don't normally do that, but we're gonna do a 420 stream on 420, and it'll be good.
The settler is the original...
I'll buy a special edible or something and take it on stream with you guys. What day of the week is 420? Thursday? It's not a Tuesday. We'll do something fun, though. We'll do like a tinfoil Thursday 420 stream or something.
Original owner of the property and creates a trust by conveying it to one or more trustees and manifesting an intention that it is to be held on trust for one or more beneficiaries. The trustee becomes owners at common law and are given control of the property. No trust is created. Whatever intention the settler
has... Does he think that because the word constituting is here, that means that the Constitution is a trust? Like, is that the entire length, width, and breadth of his argument? Is, look, constituting! That sounds like Constitution! Something constituting is like something making up. It's constituted of it. It is made up of whatever. It is created. It is, and the Constitution is that because it is the makings of American jurisprudence. It's the makings of law in the United States and rule of law. H-Baird says, sure, when this guy picks random words out of a book he doesn't understand, we laugh at him, but when Deepak Chopra does it, he makes millions. I still laugh at him, for the record. Deepak Chopra. Deepak Chopra has caused a lot of problems. He's to blame for a lot of the woo-woo mysticism stuff involving quantum anything. He started the trend of, like, let's intersperse woo-woo mysticism nonsense with some scientific-sounding words like quantum, and it'll make people think it's legit. And it's become a huge industry.
Has manifested, unless legal title is vested in, given to, the trustee. This is called constituting the trust. The trustees come under an equitable obligation enforceable by the beneficiaries. The first thing is the grantor, or the settler. That is the person that holds the ownership of the property. Okay, so they're going to set up a trust to manage that property over time. So they can, like, either walk away, or they can pass away, or they don't have to hold the liability of that property. They can allow the trust to hold the liability of that property. And what they do is they write a constitution. Oh, do we know that? Yes, the Constitution. If we go look at
etymologian.com, Constitution, an act of forming or establishing something. Or constitution, a way in which someone or something is composed.
All right, now that we know what a constitution is, let's...
The Constitution formed the federal government and its rules. That's why it's called the... It literally forms the rules and procedures of the federal government and its structure. It explains, like, this is the legislature, this is how that's set up, this is the judiciary, that's how this is set up, here are the courts that are within it, here's the executive branch and how it works.
Let's actually look at the Constitution and see what it says. I think the preamble would be the best place to start to look. Here's another book of lies right here, right in the back. We got the Constitution. It's a
We the People
handy little book.
I always get the Star Trek. We the People. Every time, sorry. E plebnista. Well, no, I don't. He's a piece of shit, but Captain Kirk's a great character and he plays him well. It's too bad William Shatner's a big piece of shit, but, you know, what are you gonna do?
Book of Lies.
I can't believe he's one of the last standing. Nichelle Nichols is gone. Fucking Leonard Nimoy's gone. Why is Kirk still here? Jesus Christ. If he outlives, like, George Takei, I'm fucking done. Gnome Pickle says, I'm pretty sure the guy was an escaped experiment built to be as insufferable as possible. And Ineffable Effort says, my parents got duped into going to a BS Music Awards show in California. William Shatner was there. LMAO. How did they get duped into going a BS? What does that even mean? That sentence, I understand the meaning, but I don't know what the meaning of the meaning is. Why was there a fake music awards show? Why were your parents invited? And why was William Shatner there?
To get the Constitution out of. So the preamble says,
We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. Liberty? Did you hear liberty? To ourselves and our posterity.
Did you see establish justice? Which would involve, again, laws and courts? I would argue ensure domestic tranquility also is, you know, alluding to legal systems and laws.
Ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
Oh my God. What is it? The people? Are they the settlers? Are they the grantors of this trust? And what are they putting in this trust? The blessings of liberty for ourselves and our prosperity.
So we're here.
I got nothing against Michael Dorn personally, but I don't think a Worf series would be good. I know he's been pushing for a Captain Worf series for years, but maybe it's just me. Worf has never been a character that I've liked all that much. He got maybe a little bit more interesting on Deep Space Nine. Don't particularly like the he's fine. He's fine. I don't think he can be a lead to a show. He's a fine side character in a cast of many.
Here on Etymoline.com.
Thoughts on prune juice? It is a warrior's drink.
Once again, posterity, a person's offspring, descendants, collectively.
And then the Constitution is the setup of the government, which is the trustee of the trust. Oh my God, it's all making sense now, isn't it? So the government has no authority over you.
Literally incorrect. The Constitution literally spells out many of the ways in which the government has authority over you. Now, in fairness, it also, you know, points out where, you know, you have rights in the government, the rights that the government cannot take from you, the rights that you have. But, like, it does also establish, you know, the legislature.
And beneficiaries, which is the people that wrote the Constitution. And what does this Book of Lies, the last sentence we read, say? The trustee comes under the equitable obligation enforceable by the beneficiary. What does that mean? Oh. The beneficiary has all of the authority to hold the trustees accountable for their actions. So if their actions are against the trust of the Constitution of the trust, then the trustees can be held liable. Like if the trust wants to steal the people's freedoms away, then they can be held liable. Oh, is that why they turned us all into persons? Because the people and the man that created the Constitution, they're the beneficiaries, but the persons, the fictional persons, the personas, the mask that you put on when you take their fictional creation of a person, that's theirs. They control that. But if you're a man, you're a part of the people, or you're the people, then they have no authority over you. Because the government was made for your benefits, not for their benefits. So this is what you guys need to start learning. that this government was created for our benefits, to protect our liberties and our protections, not to steal them away from us and tell us what we need to do and make us get licenses for things.
Yeah, I don't want pilots to have to get licenses. Fuck that. Occult Comics says this dude saw this episode of The Simpsons and stopped learning from there.
Senator, there's a problem at the essay contest.
Please, son, I'm very busy.
A little girl is losing faith in democracy.
Good Lord.
I remember this episode, and then it turns out the system actually works, which is like a weirdly non-cynical message for The Simpsons. But it's also weird because it's not fucking true. The system doesn't fucking work, so like what the fuck?
No, they have no authority to tell you what to do. And that's the end of it.
Yeah, this is the same guy that thinks children are property, and wives are property, and husbands are property, because his definition of property is fucking insane.
The Constitution is a trust. So if you don't like it, get over it. That's the truth. Next time, or here shortly, we're going to go over, in the Constitution, Amendment number 7. Or the 7th Amendment.
Redundant?
Where it says right here, in the Constitution, about common law. And it's lowercase common, no dash, law. So 2 words. It's the common law. In suit at common law, where the value of controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved. And no fact tried by jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law.
Okay.
So we do have common law in this country.
Yes, we do, but what you think common law is not the actual definition of common law. Common law is like the body of all case law that exists in the United States courts. It's why when the Supreme Court rules on something, it's final, because they're the highest court of appeal in the country, right? So common law is the body of previous court rulings that determine how do courts rule on specific issues. How do we do that? Well, we have to look at older court cases. How was it ruled on previously and interpreted? That's what common law is, but unfortunately a lot of sovereign citizens think common law just means whatever they want it to mean. Some of them think it means Christian law. Some think it means a general, like, do unto others rule. For a lot of them, it's just kind of whatever they feel like, though. Phoenix Flight, thanks for 18 months, says, I never got a 9-month sub baby, I was away. So twins? Sure. These babies, it's gonna be twins, are named, Wednesday and Pugsley. Munster. You know what? They're the Munsters. They're the Munsters and the Addams Family. You're welcome.
Oh my god, it's amazing! This country still has common law. So if you guys want to learn about common law and how to be a man, then come back to the channel, subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment on this video, and until next time, I'm going to leave you guys in the love and light of the one infinite creator. Peace.
Got your license? Yeah, what went wrong?
Food cleanse.
Good afternoon, D&D TikTok and barbecue TikTok and beyond, and welcome to Roll for Barbecue. Let's get it done. As always, this series is inspired by the popular Roll for Sandwich series by Adventures in Ardia. We made some pretty big updates, so let's roll for meat and get started. 6 oddities. Okay, let's see what we're going to be making today. 4, we got lamb. I'm definitely not mad about this one. We have a rack of lamb. What we're going to be doing is trimming it up and making it look pretty. Unlike traditional ribs, we're going to keep that membrane on to hold everything together. And now it's time to roll for binder. 4, steak sauce. Okay, we're going to be using some A1 steak sauce. Again, use a little bit and we're going to rub it all over that meat. All right, let's roll for rubs. 17, Hottie Toddy barbecue and White's Choice. We have that bovine delight by Hottie Toddy. We're going to rub that all over the lamb. Then we're going to let it rest for 10 minutes. And now we're going to the seasoning wall for the wife's choice. And she has selected pumpkin pie topper. We have that Flavor God pumpkin pie flavored seasoning. This seasoning is awesome, but I'm not sure how it's going to be with lamb. And by popular request, it's time to roll for grill. 2, we got the Char Griller Grand Champ XD. Now we just got to figure out what wood we're rolling today. 4, hickory wood. Man, the 4s have been popular today. We're smoking on the Char Griller Grand Champ until we hit an internal temp of 125 degrees Fahrenheit. And now it's time to roll for Wild Magic. 14, meat skeet of whiskey. That's a relief. We're going to be skeeting with some Wolfhead whiskey. The Meat Skeeter 3000 is out of service today.
There's something in barbecuing called skeeting. It's called skeeting?
So we're using a spray bottle. We're going to start spraying.
Skeet, motherfucker.
Every 15 minutes after 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And once we're done, we're going to cook them caveman style. This will add a nice char to that fat cap. Rest for 10 minutes, and now it's time to chop into these ribs. Of course, it's like slicing into butter. And we got a perfect medium rare. And it's super juicy.
It does look good.
But now it's time for the D20 sauce roll, where anything can happen. 15, roll twice. Well, that's a first. Let's see if the dice gods are on our side today. Shit. Buffalo sauce and mustard. They look incredible by themselves, but I guess the dice have other plans. A little drizzle of buffalo and a little drizzle of yellow mustard, and
barbecue's ruined for me because my dad was really into barbecue and he had a smoker, and it's something he was obsessed with, but he's a big piece of shit.
It's time to eat. Let's see how nice the dice were today. Here we go.
It's good though.
Yeah. This is not good. The tenderness is great, the crust is awesome, but the flavor is so overpowering. That buffalo sauce doesn't add a lot of heat, but that mustard overpowers everything. Honestly, without the sauces, this lamb rack could be salvageable, but with it, it's just not good. Now, let's see how it tastes on its own. Without the sauces, it's actually pretty good. You have those light aromatics from the pumpkin pie spice, and of course that hottie toddy is pretty delightful. So for that, we're going to give this a 6.1 out of 10, and we're going to call it Lamb Lolly Slops. And just like that, that's episode 31. Please make sure to like, follow, share, and subscribe, and as always, we'll see you at the next barbecue.
Your tag back here, when you went by me, no steak popped up on it.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Just
so
getting all your stuff.
this is my identification. I want you to look this over. This is an affidavit of truth and facts that is notarized and is signed under a penalty of perjury.
Notary, again, something being notarized doesn't mean has nothing to do with the accuracy or inaccuracy of any of the material written in the document. Something being notarized just means a legal witness saw you sign a document. That is it. I could write on a piece of paper, and everyone on Twitch is a big poopy head but me, and I could hire a notary to come and watch me sign it, and they'd look at my ID and make sure it was me, and they could stamp on it that it's been, notarized. That doesn't mean what I wrote on the paper is true. The only thing they are checking is that your signature matches your legal documents and that you signed the paper. A notary literally is a witness to a signatory of a document. That is it. They are not a lawyer. They are not someone who checks anything other than the fact that you are the person you are saying you are when you sign a document. My mother is a notary. It's not impressive.
Perjury before you do any writing.
No offense to notaries, by any means. You got to get certified. I'm not saying but it's not like you go to law school to become a notary. It's like a thing that you get a certificate to be a notary public or whatever.
Citations or
any
anything?
of you could do it.
I need you to look over this truth of facts. And if you do write me a ticket or a citation, I want to let you know that there is a fee schedule to every right that you violate. I'm a private citizen. This vehicle is placed in a trust, and the UCC and common law both acknowledge that trust law is above the UCC Admiral Maritime statutory jurisdiction.
Wow, this guy's rattling off all sorts of bullshit. What was that, maritime UCC Admiralty law? Wow. Does my mother get any sovereign citizens? Would you become a notary exclusively for sovereign citizens? I don't talk to my mom anymore and haven't in years, so I have no idea. Would I become a notary for sovereign citizens? It'd be kind of funny. I'd take their money. But I think they'd be annoying to listen to, so no. Kermetic Cuttlefish says they do have the power to swear in presidents of the United States if necessary, though, so that's something. Woo!
Which you guys are under, so I want you to look over this information here.
Do you have anything for your
That'd be good in a designated survivor scenario.
for the registration?
It's all,
No,
it's
no,
all
it's
inside
all
that.
in here. You
It's all
need to
inside
look-
that.
You look that over. You need to talk to your dispatch and let them know, because I don't want this going anywhere where it shouldn't.
You need all that information. The registration, everything's in there.
Did you read this over?
Yeah, you actually do need to read that, sir.
He doesn't have to. Cidosaurus, thanks for 23 months, says, love you, Hannah. Looking forward to many more months. Was great actually talking to you Monday. Yeah, that was fun. We'll do more call-in streams. That was nice.
How's it going?
Alright, I understand you said it's through a trust, but is it going to come back through any of the 50 states if I was to run the registration of the
No, it's not. It's not registered. It's not
Okay, so your car isn't registered. That's illegal.
registered with the state. It's completely 100% private. Yep.
That's not a thing.
No state registration
At least not if you want to drive it on public roadways.
at all.
So it's going to be strictly under the trust?
That's right.
We're travelers.
So, yeah, I understand that. Hang tight, okay?
Alrighty.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Grab that right there and step back here with me so we can figure this thing out.
All right. Well, he don't have to step out of the car. You take whatever you need, but he's not getting out of the car.
You can read this information.
I don't feel. He's my son. I don't feel safe with him getting out of the vehicle.
Oh, don't
because
teach
we're
your son to
protected
be
inside our
this
conveyance.
bullshit.
On the side of the road. The only thing I'm asking him to do
Yeah.
is grab his
Just write us a citation so we can go. We don't mind taking a
Here's
ticket.
the thing, I can't just write a citation and let you go. That's what I'm trying to
Because we
verify.
didn't commit no crime.
Well, okay.
We reserve all of our rights under UCC 1-308.
Alright, so
We are private citizens, and you pulled us over for what? For going 60 miles an hour. I got a dash cam. I have all the evidence I need.
No, sir, I never said it was your speed. It's the registration.
What's wrong with the registration? I don't have to.
You don't have to be
I don't
You do have to have a registration.
have to have a contract with the U.S. Corporation.
I feel bad for the kid. I really do, because, you know, I think we all, you know, have kind of an innate sense that we're growing up. Our parents are supposed to be the people that teach us and nurture us, and, like, they're supposed to be people you can trust, right? So this kid has been told all this bullshit by his dad, and of course he trusts his dad. It's his dad, you know? Ugh, poor kid.
I'm not a 14th Amendment citizen.
Is insurance or anything inside this?
I am
Yes.
privately
we have
insured.
insurance, but that's beside the
Everything is
point.
in here. I'm privately.
The fact that the kid says I'm not a 14th Amendment citizen makes me wonder if the kid has a social security number, because some sovereign citizen parents intentionally do like home births and don't get their kids' social security numbers or birth certificates, so legally their children basically don't exist, and it's a huge pain in the ass to get that stuff later in life.
Insured through my Sessicated Trust.
Okay, well, you grab it, come back here.
Like, you can't get a driver's license, you can't get jobs because you're not documented, you don't have a social security number, which you need to get jobs legally, because they need that so they can fill out tax forms.
No, I am not stepping out, and I'm gonna roll this window up a little bit here.
Just fill out whatever you need to fill out. We'll take a ticket.
Here's the thing, I just need to verify.
What do you need to verify? Why do you need him to step out?
Is it legal? I don't know.
Out of the car to verify it. You can talk to him right here.
I can hear you.
Yeah, we're fine. Just talk to us right here and tell us whatever you need. He don't need to get out of the car.
Now it's a lawful order that I'm asking him to step out.
You unlawfully pulled me over.
Right.
I'm lawfully asking you to step out the vehicle.
Even stuff like opening a bank account. Like, think about that. When you open a bank account, they need your social security number. Like, how is this kid gonna do anything if his parents didn't register his birth?
Why? But why do you want him to step out of the vehicle?
So I can talk to him.
You can.
Verify the
No, we got a camera right here.
That's all it is.
No, you can talk to me right here.
I don't feel
What do
comfortable with him. Just for our protection.
I'm trying to do this the best I can. It is very simple.
All right, go ahead and Jake,
No.
go ahead and do what he's saying because
No
we
way.
already got him on several violations.
There's no way I'm doing
go
that.
ahead. No, go ahead and step out because otherwise they're going to arrest you. So go ahead and get out. Take the book.
No
I'm
way.
going to step outside and video it just for your safety.
Inside the vehicle.
Huh?
No, let me.
All right, we'll take your phone with you.
All
Take
right.
your phone. I'll get my phone.
This is
Just step outside. It's fine because if they arrest you, it's look. Just go ahead and follow their orders. Do what they want you to do.
All right.
That way you're not resisting anything.
Oh, that's my pen. Sorry, bro. I'm gonna step right here. All right. He said you do have insurance. Can you just flip the notebook open and show me this? Yes. That's all I need. There's our insurance policy right there. Just on this side, please. No, just because of the road. That's all. All right.
Yeah. They don't get over the blue lights. We don't want you to get run over. You know.
I appreciate that.
That's the only thing we're doing.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to exercise my rights. You know.
Oh, weird.
I'm not. Right. I understand that. Yeah. You can take that.
Sorry, I was just looking. This is a complete non sequitur, but I know I told you guys I joined that trans support group, and one of the people who first welcomed me to the server, I clicked on their Discord, and they have a Twitch channel, which, like, you know, that interests me. Like, oh, Twitch, you know, I do Twitch. And I clicked on it, and I'm already following this person, meaning this is someone I already follow who happens to live in the same city as me. It's kind of funny.
Just got back from the gym.
What gym?
Statesboro and Planet Fitness.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I go to 180 over here to the other side.
In Statesboro?
One of the older gyms, yeah.
What's it called?
180 Fitness.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a good friend of mine. He runs it and everything. He kind of caters to law enforcement, gives us a break and everything, you know, helps us out. So Planet Fitness does too. But.
Is it fine if I can grab my coat right here? In the back,
absolutely.
Back door here?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Right here.
Yeah, fine. Sure. Yeah, search your door. We don't hit.
To my sisters.
Okay.
I grew up in Wisconsin. Going down to Miami. I'll be here for a couple more weeks here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your sister live in Statesboro or Blue County or just?
Elmberry, I think. Elm.
That might be in Bryan.
It's all right. You follow this road all the way till you hit the town with the lights.
Okay, that's gonna be Pembroke. Yeah,
Oh, Pembroke. All right, and then from there, when you hit the lights there, you take a left and you follow that road, and you're basically, I think it's Elmberry or something.
Like that. Yeah, I know exactly about. I know about where you're talking about. A little subdivision off on the right hand side.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna be in Bryan County, just inside Bryan County. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So that's where we're staying. I've been out here for about 2 weeks now.
Okay.
I came out here during
So
Thanksgiving.
you brought all the cold weather with you from Wisconsin.
I was actually so I grew up in Wisconsin. I've been in Mississippi.
I see.
I was out there getting my stuff together, meditating out in nature and stuff, like, you know, just getting away from the city and everything. So came back here to visit my sister and plan on going down to where it's warm, Miami, you know. But
yeah, Miami. It should be a lot warmer there than it is here.
oh yeah, for sure.
I think the low down there is like 70.
Oh well, in the afternoons it can get up into the 70s to get out.
I think the cop recognizes that the kid's been brainwashed by the dad and is trying his best to be nice with him, which I appreciate.
On the beach. Yep. That book's about to fly away. Yeah, I was trying to get him to read that affidavit of truth and facts. I don't know if that's something you want to look over, but I mean, this is very serious document.
Right. Okay.
Yes, I mean, we have this signed under the penalty of perjury. We have it notarized. I mean, this is very...
Again, it doesn't matter. You can be incorrect about something. Like, I'm sure that you signed that under penalty of perjury or whatever, if it is an affidavit, but you're wrong about what it says. Like, I believe you believe it, but you can write incorrect information in an affidavit if you're just wrong about something.
Very powerful information that I encouraged him to read beforehand, but he just didn't really want to do it.
You could probably just YouTube "Shut the Fuck Up Friday" and it would come up.
Well, yeah, and you got to understand, you know, I mean, he don't want to divert his attention away from what's going on. You know, he's only one person. Y'all are two people. He don't know y'all, and y'all don't know him.
I understand.
He's just doing his job. You know?
Right.
But yeah, I understand. I've read something like that once before. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
I think the guy was from Pennsylvania when I was looking.
It's really powerful information. Basically, in short, we don't have any contracts with the U.S. Corporation, which puts us outside of your guys' jurisdiction. And that's why we don't have a registration, because by registering your vehicle, you're putting your vehicle into a trust agreement with the U.S. Corporation and its trust law. And what you're doing is you are now making the U.S. Corporation the beneficiary of that vehicle, and you're the trustee, which means the state owns it, and you just have to take care of it and pay all the bills and everything. Same with...
It's not how any of this works.
Your house. When you own a house and you have a deed's a colored title. Colored is and in legalese language, colored is fiat. You have the Federal Reserve notes, promissory notes, colored money. It's fake money. So they give you these deeds.
Cidosaurus, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. Thank you.
Which is a fake,
nice.
a fake contract with your
tax return. Fuck yeah.
House, and they tell you that you own it, when in reality that deed is making
it rain with your return. I love it.
State the beneficiary, and you're the trustee, so you have to pay all the bills and you have to do all the expenses. But when it comes down to the court, you don't own it. So when the United States goes bankrupt, which they do, I think it's every 70 years.
Every 7 years or every 70 years?
The United States goes bankrupt, which they do, I think it's every 70 years.
Sevened. I can't tell if he's saying 70 or 7. It sounds like he's saying sevened, which is not a word.
I think they just went bankrupt in 1999.
Okay, so you think it's 7 years. So you think the federal government went bankrupt in 1999. Wasn't that one of the few years we were running on a surplus? Like, I'm not kidding. I know there was a surplus under Clinton, and a lot of it was because of the dot-com boom, but like, no, the United States did not go bankrupt in 1997. And by your same, you said every 7 years, so you think it happened again in 2006? And then 7 years after that, and 7 years after that? It hasn't. We've lived it. You've lived it. What are you talking about?
But once they go bankrupt, they can literally take everyone's assets. Their cars, their houses, all that. When the cabal comes down
and do what with them? What do you think they're gonna do with them? Sell them to other people? The market would be flooded with literally all of the cars in the country. So it wouldn't make any sense. And what are they gonna do with the houses? Resell them to people? Like, what does that mean?
Takes over this place because we're in so much debt.
I'm 60 years old and I've never seen that.
It's really powerful information. Man.
It's really powerful information. It's not accurate though.
And
yeah, but I mean, you're talking about when you going bankrupt.
You're talking about that. Oh, right. You're talking about when the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I understand. That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
But
you said it happens every 7 years.
They took our gold away in 1933.
They didn't take your gold away. We just moved away from the gold standard because it's a terrible economic system.
And that's been about 100 years now. They got that stuff going. That's how they created the promissory notes in the Federal Reserve. But yeah, that's just a little bit of the law. That's kind of where I'm coming from with this. The vehicle is placed in a trust, and the UCC and the common law both acknowledge that trust law is above the UCC Admiral Maritime Statutory Jurisdiction.
But by law, it's supposed to be registered to either you or whoever.
Right, the UCC code.
Right.
Yeah, the UCC code.
Us 14th Amendment citizens only are the ones that have to register.
Close the door, get back in the car, sir.
We're not 14th
Close the door, get back in the
Yeah.
car, sir.
What you were saying was, we're not a 14th Amendment citizen. So you have a contract as a police officer working with the United States Corporation. So you're considered a 14th Amendment citizen. We're not a 14th Amendment citizen, but a private citizen.
Is
So
this a relative of yours, or?
that's my father. That's your father?
Credit Cuttlefish says the only way the U.S. is going bankrupt is if the Republican loons in Congress default its full faith and credit. And Anti-Pretzel says, Hannah, we both know that the House repos won't go to the populace, but to the rich morons who buy them up to slap an insane price on them so normies can rent and die in debt. And then what? Like, that, it's a nonsensical plan. Because to what end? Although, in fairness, you could argue the same thing about a lot of capitalism. But what he's saying isn't true. There's not a goddamn cabal. KBS says FDR did order the seizure of gold in 1933. Wasn't that because of the market crash or whatever?
Yeah. But yeah, it's unique information.
I'm sorry, what is your name?
Jaden.
Jaden? Jody.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
If it's turn you loose, because we're going to work a fatal crash, okay? I understand your expression, your rights, whatever, the traveling stuff you may do, sovereign citizen stuff, that's you. All right?
I'm not sovereign.
Okay, well, just understand, laws do apply to you, okay?
We are 10-4 bullet.
I can stroke you a couple tickets just because I'm not doing it. Don't mean the next person down the road won't do it that you run into, okay? I just have other stuff I have to do rather than mess with this right now.
Well, it's fine if you were to write me a ticket. I would conditionally accept it, and then I would be sending affidavits and conditional acceptances to you, the court, and the clerk.
Which won't
and I
do
would shut down the
anything.
county. So you wouldn't want to write me a citation.
Okay, well, in that case, hang tight for me one more second, okay?
I'm just saying that's why you don't want to. I'll conditionally accept any citations, but that's dangerous. That's why we have that affidavit and all that information in there.
You can, but nobody will listen, right? Ain't it?
Is he really about to write one now just because I said that?
No, I doubt very seriously he's going to do that. He's just taking one of those.
Oh,
checking one other thing.
I wasn't trying to be
He told you
mean.
he wasn't writing the ticket.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't trying to be mean. I was letting him know.
He's not that kind of person. No,
Oh,
he's
okay.
not. We're not.
I was about to say, shoot, if we got to do that, I don't want that to happen.
He was making sure that there was insurance and all the paperwork was proper on the vehicle.
Right.
And if it wasn't, he would tow the vehicle.
And right here, well, you can't tow it because it's not registered.
That's one of the reasons they can tow it, you stupid bitch!
Can't tow a vehicle that's not registered.
Yes, you can!
That's
That is like one of the main reasons they would tow a vehicle.
That's the UCC you can, but this is actually
Jake, listen to me. We can't. Okay? How old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
I've been doing this 35 years. Okay?
Yeah.
I've been doing this 35 years. I'm not going to lie to you. We can't. And because he's got a fatal crash to go to, he's not. Apparently, the vehicle is in compliance to what he was looking at, okay? That's why we're not towing the vehicle. And that's why you're not getting any citations.
Right.
Okay? All right. But what you were just telling me about a while ago about the brakes and everything and about the laws and stuff in your trust, 10-4, why did you go and spend the money that you said is fake to buy the vehicle?
What do you mean?
You told me that all the money's fake, like when the house and the car, and you don't register it and everything else. How come you went and bought the vehicle
Hydrate.
if what you're saying is like that is true?
What I did was I created a debt and I canceled the debt with a promissory note.
Created a debt and canceled.
It's so wild to me when they're trying to argue that, like, fiat money isn't money. Yes, it is. I can buy goods and services with it. It's money. Literally anything can be money if everyone agrees that it's money. Like, there are monetary systems that are better or worse than others. I'm not gonna argue that. But, like, if I can take a dollar bill and go and buy something with it, it's money. What do you think money is? Aldera says, did he just admit to fraud? Isn't that a crime? No, he's talking about the fact... It's hard to explain. The way he's talking about it, I think, is just a way that, like, gold bug weirdos talk about fiat currency.
Yeah,
I don't think he's literally saying that he, like, didn't pay the bill, but who knows?
Well, that's how it works.
That's how it works?
You have to, it's a
So what about the IRS? Would the IRS have anything to say about that? About you creating an account and a debt and then canceling it?
Well, actually, the IRS...
Or is the vehicle paid off? Did you pay the vehicle off and then... Is that what you talk about canceling it?
No, it's hard to explain to someone that doesn't, like, actually fully understand
I consider myself a pretty bright individual. I'm listening. I've got a question you haven't answered yet. I'm just curious.
What was the question?
The question is what would the IRS say about you creating a debt and then canceling the debt? Did you pay the vehicle off that way, or did you just buy the vehicle and say, "Hey, I'm not paying for this vehicle anymore," and just not pay for it?
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
No, I would.
I'm curious about how.
Yeah,
you
you wouldn't want to do that.
No. Well, you're telling me that bills and everything are fraudulent, and the government is here to screw us and everything. And if I buy a house, I'm paying it with fake money, and the government's trying to take everything that I own. And the government goes bankrupt every 7 years, is what you said.
70.
Every 70 years. Okay?
Yeah, I believe it's. I don't quote me on that, but I believe it's every 70.
Okay, every 70 years.
I believe so.
You said 7 years a while ago.
No, the United States
I
is
told y'all I
70.
was 60 years old and I haven't seen anything like that. So my question still stands is,
70.
when you create a debt,
But you said it happened in 1999.
and you cancel that debt, what does the IRS say about that?
Well, they wouldn't say anything because when you buy a vehicle, that's creating a debt.
Correct.
And then canceling a debt is paying off.
So the vehicle's paid off.
Right, I don't owe anything on this vehicle.
So you don't owe anything on this vehicle. You paid it off free and clear.
So you paid for it with money. You paid for it with money. What do you think money is?
You didn't go and put a down payment on the vehicle for...
I canceled the debt by paying it off with fiat currency.
$10,000 and drive off saying, I'm not paying you anymore.
No, I didn't do that.
Okay. Just curious. Just asking.
Right.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Citation, solicited for 40-2-41, okay? It's for improper tag display just because the registration is not fixed to the rear of the vehicle. Alright? Court date's February the 20th. This is how you get in touch with the courts. Alright, that's the phone number you can call.
Alright, there's a piece of paper that I need you to sign to submit as evidence to the court. Well, you need to submit it for evidence to the court, and if you don't, that's...
anything. You said you're going to subpoena and do all your stuff. That's fine. The court can get in touch.
Right, well, the affidavit of truth and facts states that you have
It's
to.
not a admission of guilt. It's just stating you understand the ticket right here and you know what to do with it, okay?
Alrighty. Alright.
Here, there's your driver's license.
I appreciate that. Yep.
And you got your notebook.
Yep.
Everything in it. I put the other paperwork back inside, okay? You
Alrighty.
have everything you need, okay?
Alrighty, I conditionally accept this.
When you get pulled over again...
So they did give him a ticket.
Pulled over again for the same thing in that citation. Okay?
Why?
You'll get pulled over again because of that tag.
Yeah.
Show them that citation.
I had an officer follow me all the way across Savannah, and they never pulled me over.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about when you get pulled over again.
Right.
Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Nice meeting you. What's your
You
name,
too.
sir? Nice to meet you, Brandon.
We just call him B-Wall.
I never got your name.
Keith McCoy.
Nice to meet you, Keith McCoy.
Take care.
All right, you guys have a good day.
Jesus Christ. All right, let's see who we're gonna raid. Who's live?
I cried. I just cried. Don't worry about it. Hello. Hi, Raiders. Welcome in. How you?
That's true. We haven't done Willow in a little bit. She'll be back soon, so sure. Love you too, Mr. Blast. Alright, I'll see you guys later. I'll see you tomorrow. Etc., etc. Maybe we'll do the thing I was talking about tomorrow. The talk about trans stuff stream, maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Alright, adios. See you guys later.